good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, everybody. It's me, Anne-Marie, the Art of Healing. It is a dreary Wednesday morning here in Florida. And I tell you what, every time it's like low pressure, I feel it. I just get like bummed out. And so I haven't made a video in a little while because I've been a bit busy. I went live last two Sundays ago with Rob at Typical Skeptic Podcast, and then the same night my interview with Laura Eisenhower came out, and between the two of those I've been blessed with a bunch of new clients, and I'm just so happy and blessed, and not only just, for the monetary end of it, but boy, these people are incredible human beings. Like, I'm just so honored. When you give permission for someone to work in your energy field, it's humbling because it's your energy, it's like it's you. So for people to choose me and to actually go ahead and commit to the appointment, it tells the universe that you're ready for change, and that's how things work, right? And I'm just a humble servant, and I love it, and I am just thrilled because I have met the most incredible people this past week. So my own journey, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Anne-Marie Morales, and I go by Anne-Marie, the Art of Healing, and I've been an energy healer and a channeler for the past 7 years, something like that, going on 7 years. So the way that I always teach is I teach through my own life, because I'm not going to make something up. So if you look past over all my videos, it's always me reflecting on things that come into my path, and then I ask Spirit about them, right? So I've had some things come up. Well, within the past 2 years, I've been on a healing journey from Graves' disease, the hyperthyroidism, and actually currently I'm experiencing an uptick in that. So, and I'll get into that in a moment. So I had the Graves' disease that really just brought me to my knees, but boy, it taught me so many things about my own mind. So because I practice and I believe in what's in this book called A Course in Miracles, okay, I believe that all illness comes from the mind. So, wow, why would my mind create such illness? Well, it doesn't stop. So we are always creating. We are all divine creator beings, and we are always creating. We can call it creating, or we can call it miscreating. And I think we're all really good at miscreating, right? Because it's hard to wrangle the mind. So it set me on a quest to figure this crap out, to figure out what exactly is it that I am miscreating, and why is my body in dis-ease. So we are either in ease or in dis-ease, and so my body is currently in a state of dis-ease. So one of the other dis-eases that has come up recently is a mass in my left breast, which I have talked about in my other video. And I saw a podcast, Next Level Soul podcast, where there was a former emergency room physician named Dr. Rod Chelberg. And I was so impressed by his podcast that I booked 3 sessions with him because he has some particular gifts of reading auras and Jesus talking to him in his ear. And I was like, let me get with him. So I had a couple sessions with him, and I had one left, and I took that one left not last week, but the week before, I believe last week, I don't remember, on the 28th. Okay, on the 28th of July. No, August, 28th of August. So he pointed out to me so many beautiful things, and of course I talked to him about how I didn't want to do the biopsy and that I didn't want to do all the other things. And he did say to me, listen, your body is telling you something. But by the end of this session, he brought in so many beautiful things, and he reminded me that God dwells in every cell of our body. Now, not too long ago, I channeled, and I believe it was for my Patreon group, I channeled that in the DNA, every cell in your body has the DNA, and in the DNA is the universe. And so when he said that every cell in my body contains God, I mean, it just made sense, and I remembered what I had already channeled previously. The other thing is that you know that I'm also learning and will be very shortly a certified clinical hypnotherapist. So in hypnotherapy, there is one hypnotherapist that the founder of the school learned a lot from, and that's a man who's since deceased called Gil Boyne. And Gil Boyne came at it from a very Christian point of view, and he would say, where the blood goes, so does healing. And Matthew, our head of our school, says, you know, where thought goes, so does energy. Where energy goes, so does blood. This is according to Chinese medicine. And where blood goes, there goes the healing. So it was along the same line. And I was so inspired because the body knows how to heal itself. The body will heal itself. So I was inspired to make myself a little meditation. And I listened to it, and it specifically talks about the breast, it talks about the thyroid, talks about my eyes, and talks about my hair and my skin in general. And I was so inspired, and it was such a beautiful, beautiful thing. I want to move forward a little bit to talk about why my Graves' disease has come up again. And it is because my ex-husband is coming into town to see my son this weekend, because my son is performing with Opera Tampa in Spanish Nights, and my ex-husband is from Venezuela, from Latin America, and his family that lives here in Florida as well is going to come down to see them. Now, this brought up a lot. It brought up a crap ton of beliefs. And what did I do with those books? I left them over there. So forgive me as I pause for a moment. All right, here we go. I want to thank you, first of all, for allowing me to talk and allowing me to share, because I hope and I pray that you find inspiration, that you heal yourselves, that you resonate with this information, because it's what I got to give you guys. It's what I got to give you. So here we go. A few days ago, or last week, I sent a text to my ex-husband, and I said, are you coming down to see your son? And is your family going to go and see him? because he hasn't seen my son in a while. My son hasn't been able to get away to go and spend time with him. And, I'm still mom. And I still advocate for my son. So, he has another family. And, his life is busy. Doesn't think about me, doesn't have to think about me. But, he does have 2 other kids. Even if they're adults, you still need your parents. They're important. So, last week, Friday, I spoke to him. Actually, Thursday, I spoke to him. And he told me that, yes, he was indeed coming. And boy, did my mind go haywire. I offered him to stay with us. Am I insane? Like, really? You're welcome to stay with us if you want to. Fuck me. What am I talking about? I mean, really, Anne-Marie, that was shocking. Like, it came out of my mouth and I'm like, what? It was very triggering. And obviously, I have things to heal. Obviously, I still have things to heal. So what's very interesting is when I broke up with my boyfriend, I started to have all these feelings about my marriage. What's this? Shit. All right. So that was Thursday. Friday, I wrote a little blurb in my journal. Last night or this morning I must have done battle. I'm wiped and my arms are sore and my eyes are puffy. I spoke to Gustavo and he is coming to see Mario on Friday. Saturday, I am out of balance with thyroid again. I am feeling off. I was given a message that I need to cut my cords with him. God says to me, you are my holy child in whom I am well pleased. I'm going to relax, forgive, and let go. And I ask for the Holy Spirit for guidance. What do I want from Gustavo? I offered him to stay with us. What? Why? Why do I want him to love me again? And then I cry. I wrote, I cry. Am I still in regret for that relationship? Why do I still mourn for him? Was it the children? Was it because I couldn't have more children and he went on to have more? Is it that? And then I had a huge release of emotion. I sat and cried for about 5 minutes. And I also received a couple or 3 of shaking by spirit. So spirit really shook me up. So usually when they do that, they're really getting rid of a lot of energy for me. They're flushing my system and clearing me. And it actually makes me feel a lot better. Like I'll be lightheaded and then spirit will come and really shake me up really hard and then I'll feel better. The thought of being near Gustavo brought up all these feelings again. Him telling me both his kids. Oh yeah, he told me that both of his children are in gifted programs because they're getting bored and blah, blah, blah. So what do I go into thinking? And I've thought of this before also. Was my family with him the wrong family? And then now the new family is the right family? Like the kids are so fucking smart, they have to go into gifted programs at the age of 3. Oh, give me a fucking break. And then, my kids, my 2 beautiful kids, one of which is almost 30 and still lives with me. And the other one has his own particular struggle. So I'm just like, I must be the wrong wife. And now he has the right wife, right? But this is the process of forgiveness. This is the process of really looking at your life and understanding, what beliefs do you hold? Like, what do you actually hold in your heart? And sometimes they're just so deeply buried. And I'll get into that and why. How could I have spent my young life in a marriage that never had a chance? One based on miscommunication and a false model of love. Damn it. Huge loads of relief. Could I be angry that and I wrote a W ... and I said the word that wanted to come out was wasted. Wasted. Yes, wasted. I have a belief that I wasted my adult life, my young adult life. I wasted my reproductive years, and that I missed out. Especially if this family is the right family, and mine was the wrong one. Holy shit. Now I find myself almost 57 with no love, no partner, no real home, because I'm still in my mom's house, even though this is my house. But listen to the story that came out, okay? So if it came out on paper, then it means that I hold this belief somewhere within me. No real home and no supportive spouse. That marriage made me a failure. Oh wow, what an ego's playground I am wallowing in. And then after I wrote those words, I got an immediate download. And that immediate download was, the reason why you are where you are is because you have no choice but to face your beliefs. You are given an opportunity to have no distractions, because our day-to-day lives are distractions from our minds. We get busy with kids, we get busy with work, we get busy with a home, we get busy with things, and we distract ourselves from what is deeply buried and hidden. If I had a relationship, I could be distracted. And listen, distractions, I know that I desire distraction because I'm on my fucking phone the whole time, scrolling and scrolling, and I'm watching movies here and series there and entertainment. It's all distraction from our truth, our true nature, from what our subconscious doesn't want us to look at. So once I got that information, I was greeted with a rush of love, an incredible rush of gratitude. My higher self knows the truth. God knows the truth. Spirit, Source, my guides, Jesus, the Raw Collective, whoever they are, collectively, and my higher self, they know what's best for me. And in this now moment, I am in my perfection because I'm able to see my beliefs, and immediately, within 24 hours, my body activated, because I had not been on thyroid medication for about 2 months. I was off it completely, but the mind created the illness, my beliefs created the illness to show me what I hold within me. And from the get-go, this whole thyroid issue is about boundary. It's about boundary. The throat chakra is truth. And when we repress truth, or we don't express it, or we miscommunicate because we're just confused, it all reflects. It all reflects. So the next day, Sunday, after I wrote that passage, I had a profound download. We are here, or I am here, because I have no more distractions. I have no other choice than to work on myself. I'm very good at distractions, etc. Yes, exactly what I said. Nanda's calling me. Hold on. So, all right. I'm taking Nanda out. So anyway, after I had that morning, I realized that I shifted into a new timeline. I was communicating with this one girl, Piper, who moved over here to Clearwater, and she has a lot of healing to do. And she made a post along the same lines. What am I doing here? I have no job. I have no home. I have no this. And I texted her. I sent her a voicemail, and I shared with her exactly what came out for me, because there's no coincidences, right? These are all divinely orchestrated. Everything is divinely orchestrated. And it profoundly shifted her as well. And then I really feel like I shifted into a new timeline. And I had an early appointment, a 10 a.m. appointment with an extraordinary woman. I told you my schedule blew up last week. And this woman was amazing. And it made me understand that I need to keep both my services open. I need to keep my energy work open. The energy clearing that I do is profound, and it's shifting, and it's extremely good work. And then the hypnotherapy that I do is also profound and shifting and amazing work. So thankfully, I really feel like, I can move forward for sure, knowing that I'm going to keep my energy work and do my hypnotherapy work, because they each are extremely important. And I'm just, it confirmed a lot for me. So that was a huge gift, a huge, huge, huge gift. So, anywho, I really wanted to share that with you guys. Now, getting back to what it brought up for me for my ex-husband. I am going to be doing a hypnotic, or it's hypnosis, but it's breath work. So you generate breath, you oxygenate the body, and this miraculous thing happens where you are taken to a core trauma. You're taken. It takes a little bit of time. It's not a pretty thing. You're breathing, you're crying, it's ugly, it's physically a little taxing, but hell, if you're suffering with an illness for years and then you just get discomforted for about an hour and a half, it's worth it. It's worth it. So I need to go through that process myself, and I need to get into my subconscious space and really heal whatever cords I still have. Now, I've healed a lot. I mean, I immediately felt better, immediately. And then I fell back. I'm not feeling that great again, because it brought up another trauma. It brought something associated with his family, and namely his aunt. Because his aunt was like my mom, and she was an artist, and she made the cakes, and it influenced my life so much, and she was such an influence. And 4 years ago, at the last election, they're very political people, liberal, and boy, they let me have it. And unfortunately, they kind of broke relationship with me. And I told him, look, I really don't care. I'm not political. I have my opinions, but I don't care. But I've spoken about this before. This happened 4 years ago. This happened before I even moved back to Florida, or even thought about moving back to Florida. And what Spirit told me was, well, taught you love, because it's true, I never knew love until I went into that big Latin American family. And I was allowed, and you know, they're like, come over anytime, day or night, my house is open. It gave me such an example of love. So Spirit told me they taught you how to truly love, and now you be the example of love and forgive them. But it's easier said than done, and I did for a long time. But I tell you what, being here in Florida and seeing how they don't communicate with my son, it hurts my feelings. It hurts my feelings, yeah. So I need to deal with it. So anyway, guys, let Spirit do its thing, because that's what is so important, to make sense of what makes no sense, to make sense of this insane world that we live on and our insane thoughts that create this insane world. So let me do that, and thank you for sticking around. Dear ones, we are Ra, we are the Ra Collective, and yes, it is all about the cords and the ties, dear ones. It is all about the energies that you choose to create bonds with, thought patterns and thought systems that literally form your physical body. Your energy body, your mind that creates your energy body, creates the physical body. These are the true nature, the true order of manifestation. So why is it so important that our dear one has created this seeming solitude? Because she has great things to accomplish, and she will not accomplish them unless these things are taken care of. What makes her different than you? Absolutely nothing. You are all capable of it. Have you said to Spirit, I give my life over to you? Have you said to your guidance, lead me, guide me, because I have no clue? How strong is that desire for you to go, go, go in your own little world, because it's easier to do that than it is to face the harsh realities of your beliefs, even though they are manifesting dis-ease and pain and trauma and sorrow. You seem to think that the pain, the trauma, and the sorrow are created by outside things. No, they're not. They're created expressly by your thoughts. They are created expressly by your beliefs. And if you don't even know what your beliefs are, how are you going to clear them? So it's in these opportunities where your emotions, your energies in motion, tell you 100% where you are off track. Look at your body as a gauge. It is there with dials, buttons, lights, showing you, revealing to you what your truth is. Pay attention to your body, and pay attention to your emotions. If you are in joy and in bliss, you feel it. Mark it. Remember it. Because that's your gauge of possibility. Enjoy. Now you also must understand that your world is cyclical. The earth spins. Seemingly the sun rises and sets. Your earth is a cyclical earth, and therefore you have cyclical waves of joy and bliss, sadness, the ups and downs. But if you are present, if you are in the present, then you are able to tolerate the lows much easier when you remember and are present with the bliss states and with the joys and with the happinesses. And you mark them in your memory. You don't just let them go. Let us speak to distraction for a moment. You live on an earth plane where life is tough. And you want to distract yourself a little bit from the day-to-day things that you can't get out of, paying bills, etc. Doing laundry, making your bed, these kind of chores. And dear ones, we say to you, there is nothing wrong. But where are you putting your efforts? Are you putting it into your phones, into apps, into looking at other people create things while you sit on a bed or a couch? Or can you distract yourself with creativity? Can you take on a new project in the house? Can you go take a ceramics class? Can you pull out something and play an instrument? Can you turn on some music and dance? What forms, and this word distraction, sometimes it is applicable, but it connotates something. It connotates a waste of time, right? So let's just let's reform our ideas of what this truly means. Time away from mundane things or difficult things. You all need it. It's impossible to be immersed in the serious all the time. You must take time, outlets for creativity, for distraction, for creation. It's all very, very, very important because you are on this planet. You are subject to time. You are subject to atmospheric changes. You are subject to things that are seemingly out of your control. What's in your control is how you deal with them. And this is where some strength comes in, a little bit of discipline comes in, awareness comes in. Be aware of how you spend your time. Be aware of your body. What's truly bringing you joy? What's truly bringing you satisfaction? Are you making choices that are in your best interest or just making choices? We are Ra. We are the Ra Collective. We are this Dear One's guidance. And we offer you this guidance as well. Because as our Dear One says, she is you, and you are all one. So what assists one assists many. We give you our love, our support, our deep and utter admiration for your choices to incarnate on this very dense and difficult planet at this very moment in time. You must know that the earth is evolving. You can see it all around you, and do not be afraid. Change is coming. Change is here. But do not fear it. Do not fear it. Because you do not know what anything is for. We love you. We bless you. We encourage you. All right, that's it. Okay, half an hour video. Sorry about that, but I had a lot to share. I love you. Thank you. Bless you. Book a session with me. It's really awesome. I love you. Bye, 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 bye.